The policemen will commit suicide and kill themselves. The suicide spirit is going out rapidly now among policemen, Marines, soldiers, active duty soldiers, retired major generals, lance corporals, sergeant or sergeant majors, and even men of war coming back freshly from the battlefield who are not quite right in their mind. The police, the cops will go AWOL and haywire, causing major damage to the community. Armed persons, Yah is saying, armed personnel are about to flip out and lose it, quote fingers, putting their entire households and even their neighbors at risk. Their entire unit, the men they're serving with, at risk. Their boss, who they've always hated, at risk. Holding him hostage in the office while they say everything that they've always wanted to say, whether sitting in the chair quietly, holding a weapon on him as he sits there terrified, or whether loudly screaming how they feel about the unfairness of it all, holding a weapon on him as he also screams for help. Then the gunman shoots both of them in the office and makes headlines. Off-duty policemen, I'm going to continue this one all the way to the end. Off-duty policemen shooting into a crowd. Manic episodes. Servicemen, cops, firemen, anyone who has access to these weapons to act. Manic episodes of seeing what's not there, and then the service weapon comes out, bam, bam, casualties, then turns the gun on himself. Phantom enemies, these people will be seeing. Phantom enemies, they will be seeing apparitions, things from the dead. PTSD among military staff and service officers, leading to mishap with a deadly weapon. That's what they'll be calling it. At the office today, in the field today, so-and-so place today, there was a mishap with a deadly weapon. Anybody can get this. Anybody can feel this heat. A man screaming. He's unstable and he's already very ill in his mind. His mind looked and felt to me like a soft, overheated, rotten vegetable. Yah was showing me it was too much blame about the things that he had done or failed to do. Blamed for the things that he did. Blamed for the things he didn't do. Too much trauma to bear the pressure of real life when he came back from the war front. Vladimir Putin did not do this, America. You did. You put on the pressure. You forgot to take care of the servicemen and the veterans. You forgot to retire them correctly with enough means to look after themselves. And now, even at 70 and 80 years old, they're going to start having flashbacks about all the unfairness, about everything that they were put through, about how they had to come back and struggle and there wasn't enough and they barely get enough to eat, about how veteran services is terrible. They're going to start having flashbacks, God says, and psychotic breaks and going haywire with a weapon that you thought they got rid of long ago. So the vets still have their weapons. They didn't turn nothing in. They didn't deregister nothing. They didn't hand in their guns to any gun collection program. I continue. Policemen killing others, civilians. Policemen killing cops, other policemen, their colleagues, their friends, their partners, the woman that they're sleeping with at the police station, they're sleeping with on the job, and then they find out she is sleeping with 2 other officers as well. Everybody gets shot. Everybody dies. Friends shooting friends for no reason. And then afterwards, this is when they're doing the investigation, Yah says, you find out that both of them were army vets who had no reason to do that. Make way, America. Make way, you other nations. Make way for police brutality and spectacular police violence, including murder, suicide, as a rising trend that will not be stopped easily, no matter how many community service announcements you make about it. You can announce all you want. God is saying you can do workshops. You can do all the warnings you want to do in the community. Make way, says the Spirit of the Lord. The cops are coming. The cops are coming for you, including jumping off of buildings. For that is how this message starts for this section. I saw a man leap off a building at the same time that the Lord said, Jackie Hill Perry. At the same time, policemen will and Jackie Hill Perry. I chose one thread to follow, and when it ended, the other one came into play. I saw a policeman in what is known as a bobby's uniform. This is the term for the British police officer. He was wearing a British police uniform, which carries an alarming amount of reflective colors. It's either reflective white and black with that bright reflective yellow. That is what I see anyway on BritBox. Never seen one in real life. I saw a man in a bobby's uniform, the British police uniform, just spread his arms and throw his head back and fall off the building. On the way down, however, the man changed to the Russia military uniform, and not the one from now, the one that they used to wear a long time ago, a kind of medium-ish tone, brownie, but with a russet tone, I think, but also with a green tinge, something like that. It looks like old Russia uniform. He had a hat. On the way down, he turned into a Polish police officer, then into a Danish police officer, then into a French uniformed officer. I don't know any of the uniforms that I am seeing, so I cannot describe them to you. I just saw their nationality printed on the falling body as this one man was falling, turning from British to Russian to Polish to Danish to French. Only the first man uniform I recognized, the second one I recognized by the Spirit, but the old type of uniform. But then going, I can't tell you what the uniforms were. I just know that their nationality was printed on the same falling body of the man that was just changing. And then finally, the man fell, he hit the ground, and people were like, and they gathered around so that I could not see. But when they moved back, I saw the shattered body of a New York policeman, one of the boys in blue. Prepares, says the Lord. The times, they are coming. This is the word of the Lord. The prophecy that God is referring to here is a prophecy that I gave. It will be 2 years ago now, April 23rd, 2023. So April 23rd, 2024, and then 2025 makes the prophecy more than 2 years. And that prophecy is talking about all the tumult and chaos that will come to the world. It talks about upheaval of the nations. It talks about toppling governments. It talks about the rise of violence, sexual violence. It talks about the time that God will be bringing justice to this earth for the punishment and the suffering of the African Americans and the Native Americans, Israel, his people. Prophecy has so many different sections, but the one thing I remember from it is that the earth is just going to be heaving and all sorts of things are going to be happening. And so God says that a tumultuous time is coming to the earth to trouble all the nations, to humble them and break them before the Lord. And so